Hey, what's going on? Caleb Brandelys. I've yet to make an intro. Today we're going to talk about marketing, primarily tips, tricks, strategies, and mindset, philosophy around making sure that your music business, your business, and any other type of personal brand aspect is best represented in your approach to marketing and branding. Let's get right into it. First off, I would like to say that there is an absolute difference between marketing and branding. Branding is building your brand, awareness, and brand. And marketing is building your revenue and sales and marketing. Both of them should be treated differently. They're both different contextually, and on top of it, branding and marketing are going to need to be different to best suit the platforms that you're using them on. With music in particular, I would say that you've got to get a SoundCloud. You definitely should link up on Spotify, but it's not that one platform's going to make or break your career. It's the combination of utilizing every platform to your advantage. Now, some of the left field tactics that I would throw into this right away is that at the beginning of your business, which I'll refer to as your musical brand or your musical career, is that much like in the startup world, there's this idea of doing the unscalable. Because at the beginning of your business, your brand, your career, you will have time on your side, unlike you will in the future when things start to pan out better. Meaning that you can do certain things like handwritten notes to people that buy a product, or offering coffee time with someone that did something special. These are things that simply cannot scale later on when things are going well. And I would suggest that maybe you can tie in a bunch of ideas that you can utilize at your own ease of things that do not scale, but will make a huge impact and create a huge value arc over the next coming months and coming years in your career. And a quick example of something like this is that a company that I was learning from, what were they? I forget what their product was, but this is something that they did. So this company spent several days handwriting notes and then delivering them to people. And the notes didn't just have a thank you and something special that was unique to that customer, but it also had a unique touch where they put into the envelopes their favorite flowers. Now, this is something that you might not use right away, but the idea there is that if you do the unscalable, you will have such an impact that it was worth the time investment that you put into it in the long run. Another quick example is Airbnb. At the beginning of Airbnb's run, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, two of the three founders of Airbnb, went to New York, where their first customers were, and took pictures of these people's apartments themselves and showed them how to post, how to capture, and essentially they helped create the angles that best suit their platform. And they spent time with the hosts individually. I mean, they flew across the country to New York to take pictures of people's homes so they could possibly have the chance of them performing better on their site, because they didn't have traction, but they did have time. And they invested that time into their customers with hand-on-hand combat. And, you should create the parallels yourself in the music industry. If you're at the beginning, if there's some things that you can do and build into your mix where you are touching the end consumer, or even if you're a bigger name, I would say that unfortunately, once people start getting a following going, they also get their ego going too, and they might lose touch with the idea of touching the end consumer a little more directly. But if you do this, you'll absolutely be able to see the value arc that's going to create, because in today's world, your brand is who you are, and that travels with everyone that knows who you are. So if you do something kind over here, people are going to talk, and later on, someone will come up and be like, oh my God, I heard you did this all the way back there. I can't even believe. And that selflessness that'll go into spending your time or putting more effort or sending someone something special because they were the first, or they wrote the story, or, they gave you daps where maybe you didn't necessarily feel you deserved, and you just want to, contribute back more than just a heart. That would be a good idea. So tip 1, doing the unscalable. Tip 2, being everywhere. The end consumer today is wherever the end consumer wants. As strange as it is, people that love listening to music may not have a SoundCloud. They may not have a Spotify. And even if they do, who says that they have to be introduced to you there? And I'm not just talking about making sure you're on YouTube or putting clips onto Insta. I would say left field. Why not build a Medium account? Why not answer questions on Quora? I mean, if you can get into the conversation of the genre or the theme or the industry that you are in, whether this is music or not, you don't have to be a musician to answer questions on Quora that say something like, what should be my first instrument? But I would say that if you're a musician and you fill out a profile on Quora and it says your name and it says member at, Babe or whatever your band name is, when you answer a question and you answer it well, you take that time and you're doing the unscalable thing, answering a question about which is the best instrument to start out as. Now, granted, you're like, wait, how do I know which one's the best one to start out at? You don't. But you have an opinion, and that opinion is something that matters when done correctly. So, if you're on Quora and you're answering, hey, maybe the piano is a good idea because you could play the whole orchestra on your two hands, but learning the clarinet wouldn't be able to transfer as well as something like the piano or blah. Whatever your answer is, and you could take that answer, copy and paste it, tag me. And what's going to happen is in a long arc of your career, when people are searching on Google, Quora has such good SEO that question might pop up. When people are on Quora and they're searching through musical stuff, they might see your name. And that brand awareness and that accessibility is a way for people to consume you outside of streaming platforms. And kind of like a 2A, 2B, 2C version of getting everywhere is you want to create as little friction as possible for your listener, for your engager, for your fan. And this isn't just about getting to more shows where people can meet you and see you. This isn't necessarily about making more music. It's about creating variances in content and then distributing them appropriately between platforms. If you're a musician, LinkedIn might not innately make sense to you to post on, but I would suggest that you find out a way for it to work, because LinkedIn is going wild right now. And whenever a platform is trying to favor their growth, they even make organic a little bit hotter. If you remember a few years back, Instagram used to be fire, Facebook used to be fire, now not so much. Facebook and Instagram you can already feel it on Instagram, but Facebook primarily is so heavily focused on ads that they brought down the organic reach. Everyone felt it. That's one of the big reasons is because they wanted to favor ads building up in the stream instead of organic reach like they used to. Now, Instagram, these platforms aren't going to survive at their thriving levels forever. People made it big on MySpace. MySpace didn't adjust. I'm not saying that something like Instagram or Facebook will go down, but it's highly unlikely that they're going to be the heartbeat of the culture forever. And so become multi-diversified. I think diversified already become diversified. And on LinkedIn, you're talking to a business and professional crowd. Another, if you're a performing DJ or you're a wedding band or something like that, fit it into your genre, but you can then be asking, what are the best types of groups to get to your company's corporate event? ? And that could be your article, and you make an article about it. I mean, that's an idea. That's another one. How to practice during your lunch break or something like that. And if you're a drummer, I'm a drummer, my tips for that, if that was my article I'd be making, I'd be like, find a pillow, bring your drumsticks, have good headphones. I'd express what you could do in the 30 minutes that you have as far as eating and then practicing if you're really on the climb up. And this is all to your own temperament. So it depends on your goals, your ambitions. If you're just looking to make a few beats, have some people hear you, maybe doing all of this is not something that you can feel is best. But what I would suggest is if you want to go ham and go hard and be seen everywhere, there are people that would love your music that only function on LinkedIn. How are they going to find you? Someone's going to tell them about you? I mean, go to them. Create as little friction as possible. On Facebook, it's a different type of post than on Instagram. So also, don't be lazy in your posting. You should be making content for Instagram. have either an image or a video and then a big description explaining that, giving your thoughts, sharing your 2 cents. And I would say that engaging in comments on YouTube, putting thoughtful commentary on Instagram is just a great idea. And you've already seen these comment streams before. The ones that add value get the most love. I can't tell you how many followers I've built out of just me engaging in other comment streams on videos of like-minded people. And so these are all just tiny bits of a longer arcing strategy of sharing your message with everyone on every platform in every way needed for that platform. Step 3, networking. Now, whether it's networking in person, which lots of skills and mindsets needed for this, or whether it's digitally, there is absolutely a benefit that comes from networking and connecting with people that are doing similar stuff or in parallel industries. Me being in the business and startup realm, I can't tell you how cool it is that at all of our networking events, at all of our educational seminars, I'm meeting so many different types of people, and it seems like I can have some sort of connection with someone and it's a good thing that we met and we'll carry on that relationship, or these guys are looking for someone else and I'm going to connect them. But in my mind, at a networking event, it's a great move to be the person that introduces others to people that are going to benefit from others. So when you're online and you're networking, one of the things that you should be thinking of is not what's in it for you, but how could you help someone else? That's it. It really is it. If you have an idea for someone, a collab idea, I mean, this is just golden. Yes, don't lose that. But I wouldn't be posting on comment streams and being like, hey, free music, check me out. That's frustrating. Don't do that. Direct messages with customized formatting that's specific to the receiver is a great idea. If you want to reach out to someone that makes good beats and you want to do a collab with them, I would not advise that you have the bulk of the message be about, it would mean so much if we collab together, blah, blah, blah. But if you share your connections with this person, hey, I saw you made this video, you do so well, and I don't know if you'd see it be worth your time, but if we were able to collab, I'd be able to do this, and this for you. Like, if you were able to show compassion to someone else, let them know that you F with them, so they say, but that you vibe with them, that you love their grind, and you'll do whatever it takes to be able, dream scenario, we work together. But if not, how about this? Have you seen this? Is this a good idea? I would say if you can be a pollinator of people, this would be highly worth your time. All right. Step 5. Is this step 5? Is this step 4? I'm saying a lot of stuff. Going out of order. Step 8. Tip 8, targeted marketing on Facebook. So if you were going to be launching an EP or looking for collabs or looking for video help, maybe you have a show coming up, Facebook targeted ads are well worth your buck. If you were going to be going on tour or doing some sort of launch where nationwide or globally, you're going to be releasing your product, software, sounds, whatever, Facebook targeting ads. Now, the Facebook ad product, of course, it is the same on Instagram as well. You build everything inside the Facebook Business Manager. But just a quick tip here, because there's so many videos that if you're going to do this yourself, you should definitely study. But a good thing to keep in mind is that on Facebook and Instagram, it's actually cheaper to do more ads than it is to run one that covers the whole US. And a quick example of reference here is if you're going to do a CD launch or something, something general enough for everyone to understand. A CD launch across the US, it would actually be cheaper and you would get more bang for your buck is if you did 100 videos instead of one video. And the reason being is because on Facebook, you can target people demographically, geographically, you can really fine tune it. And just the difference in being able to say, hey San Diego, at the beginning of your video instead of, hey guys, it's going to make a huge difference. Because if you're trying to sell to people in Boulder and you start off the video with big letters that say, Boulder, I'm coming for you, or Boulder, good news, it's going to ring way better. You're going to get a lot more people in Boulder that stop than if it just said, hey everyone, and those same people in Boulder just scroll past you. So you're looking to grab attention, and you're looking to make sure you're targeting the right people. And so on Facebook, you can do this. You can duplicate the same ad, all the parameters. You can customize each video as you drop it in, and just make sure that on the video itself, you make a different video for different segmentations. And this will be good for people between 18 to 20 to have their own versus people that are old. There's so much customization that if you only make 1 to 10 videos, you are going to be limiting yourself, especially if you're doing something as widespread as a nationwide launch or, God forbid, a global launch. You can't do one video for a global thing. You are then being cheap, and so then you will have to then spend more money for worse results because it will have to get in front of more people. It will average out to be more expensive, and you won't get as good of a reading as you would if you just took the time, customized the beginning content of the video or the ending content of the video to then be able to make sure that you're grabbing the attention of the exact target demo you're in front of. Tip number 12 is keep your cool. This is a long game. Branding is something that builds up over time. Marketing, you can see quicker results for. Marketing is more of a sales-oriented thing. You're trying to get people to your show. You're trying to get people on your merch bandwagon. But branding is saying, this is our name. Remember us. And so, like anything great, it's play the game. Have fun with it. Do you think Deadmau5 was getting frustrated? People were saying his name wrong? No. People knew how to spell his name. So I don't know what else to tell you. That branding of that mouse head, Marshmallow's branding is quite good. No one even cares that it's Chris Comstock. It's like, no, it's Marshmallow. Nope, I don't care what you say. And that branding is just really good. And a lot of people would confuse a lot of someone like Marshmallow's stuff for marketing, but so much of it's branding. Marketing is typically where there is an ask involved, and branding is where it's just like, check us out. So Nike's commercial of anything you can do, I can do better. That was all branding. The whole just do it theme. That's all branding. They basically they don't really put out marketing. They put out branding content. And so, we're in a global stage right now. You can brand in any country. Music is very universal, especially if you're not a word-heavy sound. You're going to be able to be accepted everywhere. There's every now and then there's a country or market that opens up so cheaply. And so I just heard stories of someone getting 10-cent likes, or was it 2-cent likes? Likes for 2 cents from Saudi Arabia. Page likes. Built a page, ran ads, and they were getting likes for 2 cents each. So whether you're building up page likes, whether you're building up a following, whether you're getting an email list, at the end of the day, you get onto all the platforms, you speak that platform's language, and the people on those platforms will be able to find you easier. Now, for tip 16, a little bonus material, I want to give you a deck, or at least give you access to it, because there's no paywall, you don't have to enter your email, and it's not mine, so I'll link it below. It'll be like, this deck. This is the deck, or something like that. And this is a great, I would probably say that this is the marketing strategy that brands and businesses need to follow. In today's world, you can smother the market with content, and if it's relevant and it's okay, it will be fine. You will totally be fine. People move through stuff so much. You have to be a part of the conversation. If you're not creating content, you are becoming irrelevant. And it's just the way it is. There's only so much that we do and care about in the physical world anymore. So much of our learning and knowledge and engagement and attention is digital. It's on the phone, it's on the computer, it's on the TV. And so check out this content marketing strategy. It's from a super duper digital mentor of mine, Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. And there's 80 pages of absolute fire to check out. But the critical takeaway from this is to create a piece of content that's the main piece of content. Like, let's say you are filming the setup for your tour, or you're filming the beginning of your album recording, or you do a podcast with someone. That hour and a half of footage could be your pillar content, and within it there's going to be all these other types of micro content that you can make from it. So the idea is you get your pillar content, and then you get your other pieces of micro content, and you figure out how to distribute those natively to the other apps and platforms. And this is golden. This is where a musician can really build up brand, really build up awareness, because a lot of musicians in my mind are doing how-tos, or at least need to be doing how-to videos, how to learn, how to pick your music, how to set up your DAW, how to book a show. All of these things would be great if you had a big long piece of content that said that, and then all your pillar content, like a tiny 30-second, 60-second IG clip, a GIF that you can make on Twitter, like another picture and big story you can have on Facebook, your article on Medium about this. Like, that's what you can do with one piece of content. You can make hundreds of pieces of content. Now, granted, a lot of people are solo entrepreneurs at the beginning of their deal, so get in where you fit in. You don't have to do 1,000 pieces of content per podcast, but that should be some sort of bar that you have in mind that, with every big piece of content, I should make dozens of pieces of other content to have those be all over the place. That's how you get out your thoughts. That's how you communicate with the world what you're doing, what you're about, what you care about. Now, these are the things that make you human, and those are the things that make you loved. I don't think that we're at the stage anymore where an artist can become truly huge without having a lot of their personality and personal life intertwined with their fans. People want to know as much as they can. People want to see you be a real you. People want to enjoy and engage with your process of development. And that's another thing. Like, all these people out there fronting, talk about the process of growing. I as a consultant, this one of the other things that I do is I'm talking with people in early stage startups, and multiple times it's come up where they've mentioned, it would be so cool to see someone go from zero to hero. Someone that started with nothing and videoed the whole time, building all the big key moments in their development, and then had an ending final vlogumentary or documentary product at the end. That would be so cool. Yes, it would. There's not a single person I know that wouldn't watch the entirety of Steve Jobs' first year in Apple's vlogs. That would be so cool. Like, if Elon was vlogging when he was sleeping in his office and showering at the YMCA when he was building Zip2 with his brother, those would be some of the most watched things ever. If Jeff Bezos actually had video of him walking his packages to the post office all the time at the beginning of Amazon, you should think like this. You really should. All right, it's up to you. But it could help, because this type of mindset is how you get there. Oh, what would be great? What do I wish these other people did? And so there's this balance of, what do you want as a consumer? And what do you wish other people did that could have helped you as a consumer? And how is it that you want to be received? And what you're doing in sculpting your brand and sculpting your personality online is you are communicating with the world some values, things you're learning, your thoughts, and guess what? You don't have to be perfect. So it's okay. So you don't need to be perfect to start. You do need to start to be great. Was it? You don't need to be great to start. You do, however, need to start to be great. And so, just to summarize all this stuff again, is I would get onto platforms and start speaking. Just do it. I would do the unscalable. I would make sure that you have some things that you're doing that are so long-term valued and so ludicrous to spend time on, but is something so cool. I would be continuously networking. If you know people that should know people, connect them. Stop waiting. If you have an idea for someone, like I'm reaching out to Haywire, this super great artist. Pianist and amazing musician. And I'm like, hey man, I saw you said this on Twitter. I don't know if you know about this, but I said all these ideas, and they were like, send us more info on this stuff. And it's all based on how his brand and his career can be helped. And basically, I'm going to be spending a little bit more time creating this email of just ideas and insight and a few different strategies for them. And this is just, I mean, I just want him to succeed. I'm going off of a tweet that he said where he's like, I'm trying to take this more serious and it's working and it's cool. And I'm like, hey man, this is so great. I'm so glad you're really taking it serious. How about this? And if that ever comes of something, that's great. If not, I just know that this is a part of my aura. This is a part of what I do is I see any, not vulnerabilities, no offense to anyone I approach, but like I see anything that I can help with and I help them. It would be like a grandma's crossing the road and it's like, it's just kind to go up there and make sure she knows you got her back too. But it's even more easy than that, because like granny crossing the road is like, she may be struggling crossing the road. You could have all these people like doing well, but reach out to them, be like, hey, I love you. I love the stuff you do, what you stand for. Thanks so much. Blah, blah, blah. Send them love. If you're ever in San Diego, let me know. I'll come. I'll do pictures for free. Like just create some ideas. And yeah, but also engage with your audience. I essentially crowdsourced confirming the band name that I'm a part of now. Babe, the BVBE, they're initials of my partner and I, Trevor Brent Valenzuela, Caleb Elliott Brandelis, the E and the B and the B and the V. Those together are Babe. And through the 50 plus names that were all up for debate, as we were asking people, they were the ones that said, hey, this is a good idea through the process, and that's how we narrowed it down to it. And so that might not seem like something cool now, but if we make it, then all those people that were like a part of that process feel like they are a part of this. And if you can do that at shows where you're asking for people to send in the best video or mixed video, be like, hey, we have a bunch of content out. If you can use a song and use our content and make a video, we'll give you backstage passes and we'll give you dApps on our site. Then not only are you gonna really make someone's day, but you're gonna have like 20 different video artists that are making content and posting on social about you. So there's just ways that you can engage, and essentially you gotta become an entrepreneur. You have to treat it like a business. And guess what? Entrepreneurs make their own rules for their own business. So there's no right or wrong way. There is now no record label in between you and the end consumer. It's you building a brand, building a good product, which is your music or whatever it may be, and then delivering that to people. And that's it. And so the way I see it is music tends to be this free marketing that you give to consumers to then get to your live shows. And so whether or not you feel like you're going to be making a lot of money from music sales, or if you feel like your big part is going to be, lessons or courses or sound packs, or you're selling tickets or merch, any of those ways that you can make money, just try and figure out how you can sculpt it into a progression of development that enables people to feel empowered and feel loved. And that will typically happen if you are empowering people and loving them. And so that's it for this video. That was your 30 tips of how to market better and have a supposedly sweeter branding mentality and strategy for 2019 and beyond. And I wish you the best of luck. Feel free to jump into the comments below, share any extra tips or tricks that you have found over the years of your own producing and or making them tunes. And I'm going to be making more videos along all sorts of different topics, from business philosophy, marketing strategy, vegan stuff, music stuff, happy stuff, the works.